G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. It's a great day for mad scientists. A great day indeed. 16th of November 2018, and I'm claiming a victory over the metric system, which I've always said was a mistake. And look at this. Veritasium's posted a video titled "The Kilogram is Dead, Long Live the Kilogram."
On November 16th, representatives from nearly 60 nations will be meeting in Versailles, France, to vote to change the definition of a kilogram. Not only that, they will also be changing the fundamental unit of temperature, the Kelvin, the unit for amount of substance, the mole, and the unit for electric current, the ampere. That is 4 of the 7 base SI units in one day. And after that, all SI units will be based on fundamental constants of nature.
So here's their story. For 130 years, they've had a metallic weight equivalent to the weight or the mass of a cube of water. And the cube of water measures 10, quote, centimetres, unquote, by 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres. And that is a defined area of volume called a litre. The centimetre is a 100th of a metre. And a metre is 1/10,000,000th of the theoretical distance from the North Pole of the Earth to the equator of the Earth as measured along the meridian which runs through Paris. The distance, i.e. 1/4 of the way around the world divided by 10 million, that distance, the quarter of the way around the world, was calculated in the 1770s. So the current metre is a 10 millionth of an old mistake, and the centimetre is 100th part of a 10 millionth of an old mistake. And a kilogram is a mistaken mass. None of it relates to anything real on the planet that we all live on. And this was pointed out to me 23 years or so ago, and 22 years ago, I decided to correct this mistake. I was going through a phase where I was trying to correct the wrongs of the world with poetry. I'm not saying it was a bad idea, but I'm not saying that it worked either. However, the Australian National Library in Canberra and the New South Wales Library in Sydney has copies on microfilm, so you can get a hold of it. Measuring reality. Between cultured food plants and civilised land lice and semantics to European. Measuring reality. The English way to mark their yard impressed the French as rather hard. So they worked out their own metre and thought it was a true world beater. A single 10 millionth of the distance theoretical from the North Pole to the equator geodetical. They drew the line through the middle of the town of Paris without a murmur or a frown, but they calculated wrong as they sung their revolutionary song. This error in their system so heretic is just one flaw in a method quite synthetic. The metric measurement system is completely disconnected from the reality which older markings so reflected. If you're measuring in a pinch, then between two adult knuckles is an inch. A foot is just on 12 of those, and a yard's from fingertip outstretched back to your nose. Now the inches in half a mile is 31,680. Or the number of feet in 6 miles is 31,680. And the radius of planet Earth in furlongs, that's 31,680. The perimeter of a square containing the Earth measured in miles, 31,680. Which is interesting and really rather neat, yet other connections are far more sweet. An acre defines a rectangle marked upon the land, whether it's rocky or forest or covered in sand. It measures just a furlong by exactly just a chain. And at first sight the relationship's quite plain. A furlong's length is 660 feet, while 66 feet marks a chain so very neat. And in a droughty sort of pinch, A point of rain's the 100th of an inch. A gallon of water weighs 10 pound, and here's a curious thing I've found. Upon an acre, a single point of rain, in a relationship that's startlingly plain, works out to 224 gallons all in all. So a precise ton of water there will fall. And if you stand upon the world's equator, be you a human or a wood slater, you'll be rotating at 1,000 miles per hour, while you sniff upon the fragrance of a flower. And every birthday which you've done measures just one trip around the sun, at a solar orbital velocity of 100,000 miles per hour. And by some omnipotent power, when it's measured side to side, the Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years wide. So it's no surprise to find it's reckoned the speed of sound's 1,000 feet per second. Or you might notice, just for fun, our galaxy is made of 100 million suns, floating in a disk which spins but have no fears. It rotates once every 200 million years. Thus, if you want to make a brick or cut off a bit of stick, I would not dare to make suggestion, but ask yourself the simple question. The answer matters quite a bit. In an honest universe, does it fit? Reality awareness therapy. Think about it. Relic of the days I tried to fix the world with poetry. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.